Gamtel Gamcell and the National Water and Electricity Company Limited, NAWEC, Thursday launched the latest cash power purchasing system through scratch cards using the Gamcell network. The latest product, according to officials of the two giant public entities, started off 3 years ago and will give NAWEC the opportunity to ride on Gamcell network for selling cash power using scratch cards.
His Excellency the President of the Republic has over the years championed the transformation of the utility into one of the best in the sub-region. We must therefore endeavor to maintain the momentum at all costs. At NAWEC, we said the will, the determination, and the drive is always there. And we therefore call on our partners, especially the customers, to support the cause by patronizing these products that are here to ease vending and for better accessibility.
The NAWEC cash power scratch card system is an innovation expected to impact considerably on the daily lives of consumers. With these and other electronic bill payment systems, utility providers can boast of bringing services to the doorsteps of their customers. Communication experts describe the development as a milestone, as the new product can inspire confidence in consumers on easy accessibility of cash power.
It is not just one where NAWEC and Gamtel Gamcell equally benefits, but also gives the people of the Gambia one less worry of being in the dark when their credit run out. It gives customers the freedom, the convenience, and the assurance that power can always be available when their cash powers run out and sales outlets close. There will be scratch power. I think that is very important for customers.
As a body tasked with providing supportive regulatory work in the best interest of consumers, the Public Utility Regulatory Authority has given a clean sheet of bill for the kickstart and final phase of the project.
This is another milestone in the development of electricity and telecom sector in our country. Well, this particular partnership from our end, we term it as a third-party service, which this initiative started with NAWEC early this year, 2013, when the private sector saw interest in partnering with NAWEC to broaden electricity access to the general public.
Utility providers are consistently engaging in avenues meant to ease the provision of essential services to the general public. But one thing they did not lose sight of is the need to vigorously market the new product.
We started with the government of the Gambia. You might all recall that we had to seek executive approval to have this product get to negotiation into launching this project. And I believe it is the executive's awareness that this is a project that is going to have a significant impact in both the operations of NAWEC, the operations of Gamcell, as well as the dear customers that both national institutions serve.
Skeptics may think it is a move long overdue by the country's leading GSM and utility providers in the fast advancing digital globe. The NAWEC MD again.
I think our customers in this country also will try to benefit. Sometimes we do think that in what we do in this country we are way behind. But let me tell you that apart from maybe Lagos, Nigeria, you hardly find any country using GSM technology to do services of electricity. You know, I think we are second to none in the sub-region in our successful partnership with QCell, our successful partnership with GT Bank, and our successful partnership today with Gamcell. We are second to none in West Africa. You know, even the World Bank has given us accolades, you know, for what we are doing, and I've asked the MD of Senelec to send a delegation here and see how we are managing our prepayment systems.
Whenever there is a breakthrough, it seems people are never hesitant to share their views, especially those that have the potency of transforming ordinary lives. This latest cash power scratch card vending system may not only be a way of expanding the wingspans of these public institutions, but one that can greatly improve and ease services for customers. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
That story by Samuel Bat takes us to our first break, but we'll be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break. Welcome back. The French Defense Minister has said he was alarmed by the crisis situation in the Central African Republic. The French Minister says the ongoing anarchy could destabilize the region, this as he visits French troops in Bangui. As we hear in this African News Roundup, M23 Rebels has announced its intention to form a political party after signing a declaration to end the DR Congo's long-running conflict.
Le Drian, on visit to the Central African Republic, says he is alarmed at the situation in Bangui. The French minister says the ongoing state of anarchy could destabilize the region and bring in terrorist groups. Months of massacres, rapes and looting has left over 600 people dead and 160,000 displaced. The minister is holding talks with interim leaders in Bangui and visiting the 1,600 French troops supporting an African contingent seeking to restore law and order. In Nairobi, in Kenya, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo and M23 rebels signed declarations Thursday to end the conflict in the east of the country. M23 rebels announced the end of their rebellion a month after its military defeat. The M23 has declared it will become a political party. On the other side, the Congolese government has pledged to help the former rebels disarm and demobilize. An amnesty bill of law will be proposed in Parliament, but will not include the most serious crimes. In Guinea, the opposition has agreed to take its place in the new National Assembly despite contesting the results of parliamentary elections. Last September, President Alpha Conde's rally of the Guinean people and its allies won an absolute majority in parliament. But opposition parties challenged the results, accusing the government of fraud. The opposition announced its decision to sit in parliament was motivated by concerns to consolidate peace and check the government's excesses of power. Rwanda's Supreme Court has sentenced opposition figure Victoire Ingabire to 15 years in jail on appeal. Victoire Ingabire had hoped to be released. She was convicted for terrorism and minimizing Rwanda's 1994 genocide. Victoire Ingabire is a leading critic of President Paul Kagame. She leads the unrecognized opposition United Democratic Forces Party. Other members of the party are also jailed.
Korea's state television has announced the execution of the uncle and mentor of Kim Jong-un. He was considered one of the most powerful men in Pyongyang. He was accused of treason and was sentenced to death by a military tribunal. We have details in the CFR report.
Jong-un had been executed. Jang Song-tek was considered the second most powerful man in the country. He was charged with treason and sentenced to death by a military tribunal. It is not known how the execution was carried out, but North Korean television broadcast pictures of Jang Song-tek being led away in handcuffs.
겠다고 피눈이 돼서 날뛰었단 말입니까? 그리고 또 인민생활에 준 피해는 또 얼마나 막대합니까?
For traitors intent on destroying our single-hearted country, execution is too lenient. They should have torn him up and thrown him in the rubbish bin of history.
Jang Song-tek wielded enormous influence in the regime and acted as a mentor to Kim Jong-un when the young leader came to power. He served as vice chairman of the powerful National Defense Commission and was a member of the Workers' Party Politburo. For this reason, he was also a potential threat to Kim Jong-un. His execution came in the wake of rumors that two of his aides had defected to South Korea.
The South Korean government is deeply concerned about recent developments in North Korea and is following the situation closely. We will make sure that we are prepared for all possibilities and do so in a calm